If I wanted to say, I want to reuse this report I'm making for a lot of different events, I could make one report and I don't have to make the report over and over and over for each event. What I can do is I can click on this function icon. Instead of putting in one event ID, I can say current event ID. Once we save this report, it won't work until we select an event, but it'll work for any event that we want as long as we choose one in this top right corner up here. So right now it says filters in this little drop down, and we can choose event, and it gives us this little event selector tool. And if I go over here to board meeting, clicking on it will set our filter value to whatever the event ID for that board meeting event. You can change either the category of events you're looking for or the date range of events you're looking for. And now anytime I run this report while I'm here, it's going to filter this report I'm working on to board meeting. If I wanted to look at a different event with this same report, all I have to do is choose a different event. And now when I run the report, it'll run for movie nights.
Along with the events, they have their own emailing functionality, blast emailings, just like everybody else has. As you can see, though, one thing that you want to keep in mind as a tip when you're doing subgroups is it says add emailing and it's grayed out. The reason for that is as a top level administrator, you have to give a category to the subgroup. Without a category for that subgroup, the emailing functionality does not work. So underneath your configure button as your top level administrator, underneath your categories, you'd have to go into the add category, new option, and then it says belongs to. So this is where you have to assign it to that new subgroup or that existing subgroup that you've just created. And what you'll see down here is new option, and then the level. Anything that is club level can only be seen by the top level admins or top level coordinators. Anything at the chapter level will have their chapter organization there.
For the rest of our chapters, when they send a newsletter, they send a newsletter to their chapter members. Well, they also copy me on the email. Then I turn around, I have a volunteer in New York who uploads that newsletter to our document library. Then I go in and send an email out to all of the chapters just to share communication with everybody else. So if I was to go up here, once we load that, if I go up here to chapter and then chapter newsletters, through our chapter folder, now you see all of the newsletters that we have posted. So somebody can click here, download a newsletter, and read what's going on somewhere else in the country.
Let's actually talk about one of the ways that you can figure out if your website is working for your members and if your website is valuable to your members. Another thing that you can do is include a website feedback survey. When I select this feedback survey, all it does is it takes me to another page where I'm asked to just simply enter in my feedback. This is a way to invite your users to do some of that work for you. So when we talk about auditing your site and taking stock of what's being presented, what works and what doesn't, also keep in mind that there might be old links that aren't checked anymore for consistency. You have no idea if they might work or if they've changed. This takes a little bit of that load off of you. When you're managing a website, there are a lot of things that you don't always pay attention to. So give outside users the chance to sort of help you out a little bit, to call your attention to things that you may not have noticed.